Mike Jones Beats.
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Anyway, so today I thought we should talk about. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what brought up this whole conversation. I said, you know what? I think we should have a conversation tonight, and I thought it'd be something interesting to talk about. A little bit of levity. It's been pretty slow news. It's like they want everyone to talk about a certain thing. So it's like no other news is really out there right now. It's kind of crazy. So I wanted to discuss something, and well, I heard about a thing, and because of a thing I heard about, I said let's have this discussion about HBO, Netflix, Disney Plus specifically, but we could talk about all of the different streaming platforms. But for everybody that don't know, Will Smith has been having some of his films have been being canceled or delayed. Let's not say canceled currently because it's too early. But Will Smith has had some projects delayed. One of those projects is on Netflix, and another project that Will Smith has had delayed was apparently Bad Boys 4. But it took them so long to make Bad Boys 3. Like, I never expected a Bad Boys 4 to come anyway. Also, I didn't like the way they were setting up at the end of Bad Boys 3. I think that I'm gonna say something real quick about Bad Boys 3 before anybody finish. I don't like that whole storyline that he has an illegitimate son from this chick that was a drug dealer lady, and then now that son is gonna quite possibly take his place and start doing. I don't like none like that. Like whatever the fuck is going on with that. I don't like none of that storyline. None of it. Now they're gonna be like some secret agent team, like they trying to like do a thing with them, like they're the fucking Fast and Furious team. I don't like none of that. But I mean, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? That's where the movies is going nowadays. Um. So, upon hearing about how all these cancellations is happening for Will Smith, also paying attention to, I'm a real big movie buff for everybody that doesn't know, and we don't really talk about movies or cinema much over here. But for everybody that don't know, like I'm real big on movies, like for real, like not just movies of nowadays, like yeah, like going to the theaters. I mean, like real big on movies. Like I've been I think I fell in love with cinema at actually a pretty young age, and it actually happened in the middle of the night. Y'all know how, and it happened during the Christmas season. Just so everybody could be clear, I'll even tell you how I could just a rudimentary memory of it that I have right now, and then we're gonna get into the conversation. Um, I want to talk about, just so you know, I want to talk about the actual individual shows on the different platforms. That's what I want to have a discussion about and what y'all guys think about it. And I'm going to tell you what I think about some of these shows. Anyway, I fell in love with the cinema. I mean, like I've always loved writing. Just so we could be clear, I started writing, or I started telling my first stories, like creating like my first stories when I was a child, like when I was like a child, like before I could even write nothing. I was like make my own like movies, like telling people stories and shit like that. Shit was dope. I thought it was dope. Everybody else was like, and then I like it'll be the same story though. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, I just create a narrative like how I do the saloon. Like I've been doing the saloon since back then. Feel me? So, with that being said, um, it was a Christmas, and it was middle of the night, and black and white movies was on, and I was watching a black and white movie, and I can't remember which one it was. And the back and forth between the male protagonist and the female protagonist, it was just so kinetic. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like the way they wrote film back in the black and white era, not black and white era, well, black and white era, obviously after the sound was a thing. The way they wrote um, dialogue the way it came out, it was like I just really loved it. Like it was like very Aaron Sorkin. Like that's what Aaron Sorkin. That's what it sounded like for anybody that don't know. One of my favorite television shows is actually on HBO Max. I'm gonna tell everybody you have to start watching the show if you have not seen it. It's called The Newsroom. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. That's the protagonist on that show is one of my favorite avatars. Um, I absolutely love that program. I advise anybody to go watch it. Anyway, it has the same type of feel when they speak. It's very kinetic. It's very witty. It's smart conversation. So that's when I really fell in love with cinema. Well, one of my earliest memories that I have of me seeing something and just absolutely gravitating to it and deciding that that's something that I would love to do for a living. Shout out to Black Cuddy, says good night. Jake Frost, he needs dropping all of those rules. Black Cuddy, what is your favorite streaming service, if you don't mind me asking? I'm gonna start a poll right now. After I just gave that, we're gonna start a poll. What is your favorite? Do we got the screen up? Yeah, we do. Why do I hold that shift key so long? What the fuck, yo? What is it? What is your favorite streaming service? I'm gonna put. I guess right. Streaming service. What is your favorite streaming service? I'm just not putting in no real order. I just keep putting Netflix first because like Netflix was like the first one, right? And I'm putting HBO second because let's just be honest with you. Um, HBO is or the cable before Disney. I mean, Disney is the goat when it comes to making movies and shit like that. But as far as streaming services and applying it to the public in this type of manner, Disney Plus will be the last one on the list, right? So that's why they last. Anyway, I want to know what is your favorite streaming service. I'll tell you right now. It's a toss up for me. It usually depends on the time of year it is. I'm gonna keep it real funny with you, so you can know what generally I have been doing because I try not to watch too much TV. I've been watching a lot of TV lately. He said app YouTube. But I've been watching a lot of TV lately. But generally I try not to watch as much TV. So what I do is I only keep like one or two of the streaming services on at any given time. So I'll have all the streaming services, but I won't pay for it like yearly. I pay for it like monthly. So like I give you a good understanding. Uh Used to be before the pandemic year, uh Disney Plus when they what not Disney Plus, was it Disney Plus? Netflix. Netflix. Before the pandemic year, Netflix generally when they have their big releases or when they have their big Netflix projects that drop, it's when people first start getting stuck inside the house. So these all drop in the fall. So they drop like October and on. Like when you see the new what do you call these guys? The kids with the girl that's magic. Strange Things. Stranger Things usually drop in October, November. There's a reason for that. So in October, November, I always make sure that I got Netflix because that's my Netflix shows. I want to watch them shits when they drop. So other streaming services, I'll just cut on whenever they have some, it's time of the year that they're going to drop shit. I don't want to pay for months that I'm not going to be watching the bitch. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense. I'm paying for Netflix 12 months out of the year, but I really only watch the shit in 2 or 3 months out of the whole year. All of the rest of the months, I don't even turn the bitch on. It don't make sense to pay for it. That's just my opinion. I don't know how anybody else feel about it. But they changed the way that they do it now, and there's more actually what's the best way to put this? Uh, so let's have a little talk about some other shit real quick since nobody's talking about what your favorite shows are. Put your favorite show in the chat. I want to say something real quick. I'm about to tell y'all some shows. So Netflix, for everybody that don't know, whenever we look at these streaming platforms, we got to understand one thing. First of all, Blockbuster could have been Netflix. Netflix tried to sell, the people that own Netflix tried to sell what they were doing to Blockbuster. Blockbuster didn't want to buy the IP. They didn't want to buy didn't want to buy them. So therefore, Netflix stayed where Netflix is and turned into what it currently has and ran Blockbuster out of business. Then Blockbuster actually tried to do what Netflix is currently doing, but they came too late and they didn't want to do it the same way. They tried to cut corners, so that shit ain't work. With that being said, I'm gonna say this right now. I was just thinking about this a little bit earlier today. The second part of the final season of the Ozarks is about to drop. The Ozarks is like The Wire for white people. Does that sound like about right? The Ozarks is like The Wire for white people? Am I wrong about that? I want to say two things. One, could we get Jason Bateman in the MCU? Could we figure out a way to get Jason Bateman in the MCU? I think he's an incredible actor. I think he probably does drama and comedy at the same damn time better than anyone. I've watched the Ozark. I don't understand. I don't know. Being able to do sarcasm is not easy. Being able to convey sarcasm on film is not easy. Being able to convey sarcasm in both connect with how do you say, comedy and drama, or to be dramatic. He's comedically dramatic. I don't even dramatically comedic. I don't know how to put it, but his specific way of acting is absolutely. We need him in the MCU. I don't know what anybody else thinks about that. Also, I don't know what anybody else thinks about that. I think he's an incredible actor. I want to see him in the MCU. I want to see more black actors in the MCU, but I think they need to do. Okay, this is the thing that I think the MCU would win by. Um, I don't know if this is something that they would want to do, but this is something I think the MCU will win by. I mean, they're already gonna win, so it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna turn this whole ship around. They're already gonna win, but this is something that I think the MCU could win by, having that Disney Plus platform that they do. They're about to drop a whole lot of shows for everybody that don't know. There's quite a few series that's about to drop. Also, they have some movies that's coming out, but I'm talking about directly for the Disney Plus. They have a couple of series that's about to drop. What the MCU needs to do is this, and I think this will be. See, this is a $1 billion idea, but I'm just gonna say it because I wouldn't be able to do this anyway. What up, Ming E? This is what they need to do. You see, DC Universe can't do it because they don't got enough stuff going on. But this is what they need to do. They need to take their secondary characters and have a show. I don't know if it should be a show where it's under one title and each different episode is dealing with different secondary characters, giving us certain background information that we might want or need. Or if they should have it where there's a specific secondary character who has their own little series that might be 4 or 5 episodes, because it don't need to be 8, 9 episodes. It could be 4 or 5 episodes, 3, 4 episodes. It don't have to be a whole season's worth of material because it's a secondary character, and this is just some information that we want to introduce so that we don't have to waste this time when we're doing it in the actual film or in the actual series of the main character. So I'm gonna give you the perfect example. You see how what up, all the D Glass? He says good evening, BBN family, dropping all floors. You see how Shang-Chi, the secondary character, is homegirl. What I'm saying is she should have a 3, 4 series block that the Shang-Chi he doesn't even appear. Well, we're seeing shit that she's going through so we could build her character. You understand? Because I'm going to say something. What a lot of people don't get is I've been a comic book fan forever. For fucking ever. Y'all don't understand Bucky, how big of a deal Bucky was. Bucky was a big deal. Even though he wasn't even in comics when I was growing up. Bucky was a big deal. Homegirl, Spider-Man's first girlfriend, she was such a big deal. They actually created a whole new character, Spider-Gwen, behind her. These characters have fan bases. That's my point. I think that they should cater to them a little with an episode or two. I'm telling you, it'll work. Quick, everybody put down what's your favorite. Anybody that wants to comment, what's your favorite Netflix show right now? Netflix is winning. I want to know what's your favorite Netflix show. Um, right now I'm gonna pull up Netflix right here and look and see some Netflix stuff real quick. So you call out some names. Tell me what you like. By the end of the show, I would like to have a consensus of what we consider to be our favorite shows on each individual platform, and then have another vote to see what y'all think is the best with those. That'll be dope. Um, I tell y'all what I've been watching on Netflix real quick. Um, there's this show called The End of the Fucking World. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a real quick. This show right here is. I just want to talk some Netflix. I want to talk some movies. I want to talk some television. I don't have no real topic for tonight. There's a lot of things that we could discuss, but I don't want to discuss nothing negative. We just recently I should be talking about Coke Boy Flip. Uh, Today's Sunday. We're gonna talk about some positive things. I just wanna say something. I'm gonna get back to what we was talking about. I put up a post today. What the fuck, yo? I don't know what's been going on with my Instagram lately. I said people will stop talking to you before they apologize, right? So I put the post up, so I ain't thinking nothing of it because I just put it up, right? So I thought about something. I said I'm pretty sure that there's people hitting that feel like I owe them an apology. I'm gonna say something. I got upset at somebody before, right? Because I believed him to have done something, right? So they told me the whole time they didn't do it. I got good reason to believe that they did it. So I ain't go do nothing to them. I just, think that they did a thing to me, so I wasn't fucking with them. Then it got turned around that they didn't do the thing. So then I came around and I was like, yo, my fault. They didn't accept the apology. That's cool. It's not a problem. I didn't apologize to them. I apologized for me. Fast forward in the future, past that date. I'm not sure how further in the future. But then we're having a conversation about the matter. Not even about the matter, about something else. The person brings that matter up and says, I didn't apologize. So the point in which I'm trying to make is, I put up an apology today. I ain't put up an apology today. I put up a post today. The post basically says, people stop talking to you before they apologize. Because they owe you an apology. I want to say something. Make sure people owe you an apology or believe that they owe you an apology, or they stop talking to you because they owe you an apology. They might be stopped talking to you for other reasons. The reason why I feel like sometimes people stop talking to me because they owe me an apology is because people will be mad at me about something, and then when the thing is proven that the thing that they're mad about me is not true, I don't ever hear from them no more. So that's why I just assume it. To be honest with you. All right, let's get back to what we talking about. That's why I assume it. People will be mad at me about something. I'll be like, that shit ain't true. Like I told you how I did it. Somebody was upset at me about something. I was upset at somebody about something. I found out the shit wasn't true. I doubled back on them, apologized. Not for, apologize because I had you fucked up. They didn't accept the apology. Fine. I go about my business. They throw the shit up in my face the very next opportunity and tell me I never apologized. So just be clear. That's the type of shit happens. Maybe they forgot. I'm not trying to hold them to nothing. I'm saying maybe they forgot. I don't know. But just keep that in mind. Shit like that happens. Shout out to that shit. All right, we got 62%. We got 16 votes so far. 62% says Netflix. 25% says HBO Max, Disney Plus got 12%. I'm gonna tell you what's odd, right? Why does Disney Plus get 12? Disney Plus has like all of the Disney classics. Do anybody get this? Children are not voting. If the kids was voting, Disney Plus might be winning. If the 10-year-olds and the 5-year-olds was voting, Disney Plus. If the 6-year-olds was voting, Disney Plus might get all of the votes. We sold my Netflix, right? So this is a show called The End of the Fucking World. I have not finished watching it. Let me tell you what it's about real quick. So apparently there's a dude, right? He wants to find some girl to kill. He's in high school. He wants to murder somebody. He thinks that he's a sociopath. He thinks he's a psychopath. He believes he is. So he wants to find a girl to murder. So he goes and there's this girl that just talks to him one day. She has her own problems in her own life. So she talks to him one day and he decides that he's gonna murder her. These two kids end up going on a run and becoming like a Bonnie and Clyde type figure. They're like, and this is like a European show. It's kind of dope. The shit hit me emotionally on a couple of notes because like I'm an introvert, like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm really an outward personality. Like if you get to know me, like believe me, you love me. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying. But I'm really kind of like an introvert, and I've been burned a lot lately, so I stay to myself. So the fact that I seen they have two like when you see the way that they build these two particular characters, they both extremely toxic and they have so many problems, and the way that they built both of these characters, they are just such outsiders. But if people actually got to know either which one of these individuals, they'll see how intelligent they are, and they see how much love that they actually have to give to the world. But since they're outsiders, see the thing that people don't understand about outsiders, especially when you're a loner, you don't have love coming from nowhere. Like there's like everybody else is getting love to them and you're getting no love. So that's what a lot of people don't understand when you're outside or when you're alone or when you're by yourself. Like while the rest of the world is getting watered, while the rest of the world is having love given to them, you're not getting any whatsoever. So it was so well due to that this particular movie show I had to stop it in a couple of points and just like not watch it for a couple of days because it just really fucked me up. But it was definitely a dope view. You should go check it out. One of my favorite shows, period, on Netflix is The Last Kingdom. I've been telling everybody to go watch that. I'm not gonna give any too much of a breakdown, but it's basically Vikings versus the motherfucking English. The shit's incredible. Shout out to Oceanic Vibes. He says my kids love Disney Plus, but I don't allow it after what they said. You don't allow it after what said. You're talking about with the whole, but they haven't it did it yet. You understand what I'm saying? And also, it's not something that they said that they're gonna do. They just have a person that is the in charge right now that says that this is something that she would like to happen. They're not even really saying if anybody else is behind it or agree with this individual. This is just something that that individual says that they would like to do. I don't agree with it, and I don't think that they should do it. But I'm not gonna stop watching Disney Plus. This is just me, but I do understand not wanting to get your kids indoctrinated into watching Disney Plus because then they might then fall victim to watching because they're gonna make some of the things that you might not agree with more prevalent in children's programming. So I could 100% see that, especially with a child who their mind is malleable and easily shaped. So yeah, definitely with children, I can see if you think they're gonna be watching programming which you don't agree with. Yeah, I'd be on that too. Not for nothing. No, I had to think about it, what you were saying, but yeah, definitely. But for myself, I would still watch. But for kids, yes, especially if I can't monitor everything that's going on in the show that you're watching, knowing that that is their plan. Yes, absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I'm not going with the whole making one person look weak or making one person look strong the storyline. I'm gonna tell you some weirdo shit that just happened to me. So I'm at the park the other day. I'm not going to play basketball over there no more. I swear. It's just every time I go over there, some weirdo shit happen. So I'm at the park over there playing. So I'm playing, and there's some kid. I don't know what the fuck this nigga name is. I don't know this nigga. I don't know this little nigga. Some little white kid. And the little white kid, every time I turn around, he's staring at me. I'm like, what the fuck? Then he hiking his shorts up like he's trying to thrust his pelvis at me. I was like, I don't got time for this. And then the nigga came super close to me and ended up like elbowing me or hit me in the mouth or some shit like that. When I said to the other nigga, like, yo, do this nigga know I'm straight? So I'm not even going to play basketball over there. Shout out to them niggas. I don't have no problem with the LGBT community. Do whatever you want with whatever. But my thing is this. I don't like to have shit forced on me. Period. I don't know when to not fight something. That's another reason why I need to have like a girlfriend. Because I don't know when not to fight something. You understand what I'm saying? I'm used to shit looking good. And then I'm just like, because I'm just saying I'm opposed to everything. And I don't be wanting to be. But it's like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, I'm reading the shit. So that's some weirdo shit that happened. So I'm not mad at the LGBTQ community. That was some weirdo shit, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to go outside. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, Last Kingdom. The Last Kingdom. It's an incredible actually it's supposed to have some it's supposed to have some it's based on historic documents. Is based on history, apparently. But it's not obviously it's not historically accurate. But it's based on history. The Last Kingdom. Uhtred. He's one of my favorite avatars in all of. The reason why you hear me say avatars is because when I watch a program, this is the perspective that I'm watching the program from. I'm watching it from his perspective. You understand what I'm saying? Ming Yi says that's how I felt when I went to saloon. Yeah, but Ming Yi, you a whole secret agent. You don't even know what's going on over there. You gonna be doing some dope shit, man. You a whole secret agent. You need to see some of your gadgets. You got like game James Bond gadgets. You just don't know yet. You gonna have, yeah, oh yeah, James Bond gadgets. You just don't know yet. You got a whole thing going on with you. All right, so we talked about Netflix for a minute. I want to say something. HBO Max might be on the low. On the low. I'm about to put you on the game. Listen and pay attention. HBO Max on the low might be the best streaming platform right now. I'm gonna explain to you something. HBO Max and Disney Plus got two things that Netflix don't have. They got two things that Netflix don't have. Two things. HBO Max might be the best thing. HBO Max have two things that Netflix don't have. Well, Disney Plus and HBO Max have something that Netflix don't have. And that is movies get released in theaters, and then as soon as they're out of the theaters and they're ready for digital circulation, they go up on their platforms. You know how much of a fucking win that is? You know how much of a win that is? Do you understand the win there? I think people don't really understand the win there. Because of the pandemic, Black Widow was released on Disney Plus at the same time as in the movie theater. It made something like 80 something million dollars for Disney Plus in like the first weekend. That's just from Disney Plus. I consider The Wire the best television show ever. There's a lot that I consider. Okay, okay. So I have a ever revolving top 3 or 4 series that I consider to possibly be the best series on television ever. The Wire is up in there inside of that rotation. Maybe it's about 5 show rotation. It depends. Um, the main thing that I give The Wire is, I'm gonna tell you, The Wire had that one bad season. The Wire had that one bad season. Which season was that? The Wire had that one season. Was that season 2? The Wire had that one season that I think was just a bad season. They needed it because it made sense, but they had that one season that I think was just a bad season. The season about the docks. Y'all know what season that is? You know what season I'm talking about. The season with the dock workers. I think that was the bad season. I think it was, in comparison with other television shows, it was still a great season. But with what I consider from The Wire, I think that that was its worst season. And I think because of that season, I have to take away from. That's the only reason why I don't consider it the best season, the best series of all time. Because okay, so that show I was just telling you about, season 2, right? New Jersey, right? Season 2, right? It was not good. Am I right? Who agrees with me on that, by the way? Am I by myself on that? Who agreed with me on that? Am I by myself on that? That season was not good, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Season, like, they had to have season 2 because season 2, I think the reason why season 2 was just not good because it was like mostly exposition for the rest of the show, maybe. I don't know. But season 2 was just, I did not appreciate season 2. I really just didn't. I don't know what anybody else feel about that. Anybody else with me on that? Season 2 was the worst season, right? Man, that season was just terrible. It was just bad. I watched season 2 and sat there like this after I watched, because I didn't watch The Wire when The Wire came out. I caught The Wire after they was already all dropped. Then it was all on HBO. And I was able to sit there and just stream them shits on demand. So when I got to season 1, I saw season 1, I was like, yeah, yeah. Then I got to season 2, I was like, huh. And I stopped watching The Wire for like a long time, and then I just happened to pick back up on season 3 and was like, yo. Season 2 was bad, yo. It was bad. The fuck? I don't know what they were thinking. But it did put a lot of shit together, but it was bad. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And also I think the acting was bad. That could have been it more than anything else. It moved slow, but I think the acting was bad. I don't think that. I think the acting could have been bad also, not for nothing. Like, I don't know. Could have been. I don't know. The fuck do I know? I know I didn't like it. That's what I know. But check this out. So HBO has the Newsroom. If you have not watched the Newsroom, I love that show so much. They just didn't end it well. I didn't like how it ended. But the first season, the first 2 seasons of the Newsroom is my favorite thing to watch. Marlowe's introduction, that's a fact. The first 2 seasons of the Newsroom is quite possibly my favorite thing to watch. Quite possibly. Of cinema. The first 2 seasons of the Newsroom. I advise you to go watch it. They're just beautiful. It basically tells the story. It's a love story. When a man loves a woman, the shit is just a different a thing. Like, when a man loves a woman, like, it's just different. I mean, I don't know how, obviously I'm a woman. I don't know how that shit feel to be a woman that loves a man. But when you depict a man loving a woman on screen, it's just different. You understand what I'm saying? It's just different. You gotta watch it. It's a love story. It's a great love story. I think it hurts because for some strange reason, the male protagonists and the female protagonists in sitcoms, whenever they get together, the show goes downhill. I have no idea why that's like that. Cheers proved that. If you ever, anybody ever watched Cheers, the show Cheers that used to come on, it used to be my favorite show. If you watch Cheers, if you notice, whenever Sam was having a good thing going with either one of Shelley Long or the other chick, um the show quality seemed to always go down. But whenever they was at odds with each other, the show was just, that's might be why I like big loud mouth women to this day. That might be why I like pushy women to this day. God dang it, I never thought about that. I used to love that show. Sam Malone, one of my favorite avatars of all time. That's a fact. Then they came back with some fire. Marlo, I'm gonna say this much. Um, the fact that we get people that caught on Instagram by the FBI and the wire exists, we should never feel bad for these guys. Am I wrong? Hold on, am I wrong? Think about that for 1 minute. The wire exists, and we still have people on Instagram getting caught by the FBI for talking about crimes over the internet. The wire exists. The wire existed before the internet existed. The wire existed before the internet existed. How are people still getting caught up with this shit? I don't understand this. So shout out to that. I don't know what to tell you. The wire existed before the internet existed. How is niggas still getting caught up on fucking Instagram and all of these other things? Like, ain't that part of the game, trying to figure out ways how not to get caught? That's not just talking it. Let me fix my seat better. Not just talking about all the things you're not supposed to do, but also showing all the things you're not supposed to have. These guys is insane. I don't know what to tell you. That's why I just look at shit. I'm like, all right, whatever, nigga. That's why sometimes you just gotta be like, whatever, nigga. All right, this is where we at now. You ever had to give somebody bad news and just be like, look, man, this is where we at now. This is where we at now. Definitely a big Wire fan. A lot of people that came from the Wire actually, if you notice, a lot of people that came from the Wire, they ended up doing really big in a lot of serialized television. So there were just a lot of good actors. Michael B. Jordan came from there. Obviously Omar. And the funny thing about it is they did an interview with the dude that played Omar, and he straight up said that he don't fight or anything like that. Like, he's not a fighter or nothing. He was like, the reason why he got cut in the face, like some shit had happened and he had got cut in the face, and he saw the dude and he was even scared to do anything back to the dude. He was like, he not a fighter or nothing like that. What? Who hasn't watched the movie that made them cry? What the fuck? Um, What's that movie with Denzel Washington where he holds the hospital up because he wants to get a cure for his son, or get his son a heart transplant or some shit like that? What's that movie? But I think on the low, HBO Max might be the best one though. On the low, on the low. Yo, HBO Max got fucking hold on. HBO Max got Batman animated series. Hold on. HBO Max got Batman animated series though. What about that? What about that though? HBO Max got Batman the animated series. HBO Max has all of the DC animated movies. How about that? You know, there's a whole DC animated movies fucking storyline timeline. It got like 13 movies in it. Did you know that? And there's a whole timeline that tells a whole story with all of the whole DC universe in one DC universe in the whole story. Y'all know that? Did y'all know that? It's like 13 movies or some shit like that. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you how many movies it is right now. Disney, HBO Max might be the best fucking one, man. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you how many movies it is right now. I'm gonna show you the shit. Hold on. I would show you just on the damn thing, but every time I go to another screen, the thing fuck up. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna show you this. If you do not have Disney Plus, HBO Max, there's a hub on the bottom of your HBO Max if you don't know about it. So when you have HBO Max, you have HBO Max, right? HBO, right? If you go there, there's regular HBO shows. Right here is the HBO original shows. Right here is Turner Classic Movies. Right here is DC Universe, the DC shows. Right there is Adult Swim. Right there is this studio shit. I don't know what the fuck that is. I think that's anime or something. Right there is Cartoon Network because it's separate from Adult Swim. Right there is Sesame Street. On the bottom right here is Looney Tunes. And right there is another cartoon incognito jump off or whatever the fuck that is. So, just so we could be clear, HBO Max, inside of HBO Max, has all this other stuff going on if y'all did not know about that. So if you don't have HBO Max, now you know about that. If you did, whatever. We're going to go to the DC one, though. Boom. So check this out. Let me show you this shit. So when you go to the DC one, this is for the people that don't know. For real, for real. When you go to the DC one on the top, you're going to see a navigation. It's going to have Batman. It's going to have Wonder Woman. It's going to have Superman. So you go there for all of the different individuals, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and then it like just have like heroes and other bullshit, right? But this is what I want to show you. They have a whole DC animated movie fucking universe, yo. And this is it in order. It starts off with Flashpoint. It goes to War. This is it in order. They go a Batman, the son of Batman. That's when Damian Wayne show up. As you can see, I watched a couple of these recently. Mostly the ones with Batman. Oh, you can see it's mostly the ones with Batman. That is shit. It is all of the Batman ones, ain't it? Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I don't watch these. I watch Batman. I don't know what to tell you. Batman. So I don't know. I think HBO Max is I don't know, man. HBO Max. I think that people don't give that to give it enough consideration enough. I don't know. What y'all guys think? We got 30 people voted so far. 63 people says Netflix. 27 people said HBO Max. 10% said Disney Plus. Are we ready to talk about Disney Plus for a minute? Let's talk about Disney Plus for a minute. I'm gonna say something about this real quick for the people that don't watch Disney Plus. I hope I'm informing at least one person. For the people that don't watch Disney Plus, I want to tell you something. This is quite possibly the best navigation on all of streaming services. I don't think there is a navigation better than this on any streaming services. This is just my opinion. I'm gonna explain to you why. First thing I'm gonna show you is this. You see up here at the top, that's just a thing that I think that changes. I'm not sure if it changes daily or if it changes. I know it changes over every course of time. And they make sure that this is whatever they're previewing. This is what they want you to see, their previewing page, right? Now, when you go to other pages, they have something similar, but they might only have one or two. The thing that makes this stand out to me is, like, let's say I'm using it and I'm using my PlayStation. It'll have 10 different spots. And on top of that, it'll be 10 different spots, not about the same damn similar shit. Like Cruella came out how long ago? That was actually a pretty decent movie. That came out how long ago? They still promoting it. That came out how long ago? Because they don't have nothing. How long ago? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I fucks with it. But this is the thing I'm talking about. You see right under it, Moon Knight is incredible. You see right under it, you see what that says? Disney Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and then National Geographic. I think that right there makes this the number one best navigation for me, because when I come into here, I know exact. I don't have to, like when I just showed you the one for HBO Max. I gotta search for that shit. Like I had the app for I don't know how long I had the app before I even know that shit existed. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't even know that shit existed. I might have had the app like 7, 8 months. You understand? Like on some real shit. I'm not even joking. I never looked. You understand what I'm saying? I just turned the shit on and then I just flipped. But when I came into Disney Plus, immediately coming into Disney Plus, I was able to come into Disney Plus, and now let's say we want to go to Star Wars, I go boom, right? Now watch. When I get into Star Wars, now look, there go my Star Wars content. Boom. Now we're gonna back out because I want to show you something else. Now I'm gonna go into my Marvel content, right? Boom. Now this is the thing I want to show you. I can't show you here because it's not, they don't have it on here like this. But when I'm using it on my PlayStation, they got the shit on the side, and I could go specifically only to Spider-Man content. I mean, it's not the movies because they don't have the movies, but they got like all the cartoons and shit like that. So that shit is lit, man. I'm trying to tell you. No, that's just my opinion. I don't know what to tell you. And then also they have the IMAX enhanced. Just so you know, they have the IMAX enhanced, and that's all for the movies or whatever. And then also they have the movies in cinematic order. Like you know how the movies came out, right? But they also have it in order of how it happened in their universe in real time. So like the first thing that happened, uh let me show you. Oh, and they also have it so they have the different phases. You know what I'm saying? They got like the different phase, the phase 4 movies, the phase 1 movies, the phase whatever movies. But hold on, let me show you. I know what I'm trying to say. Here we go. The cinematic. They have the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline. Also, if you want to watch them all in order of the timeline of them happening, obviously Captain America first because that was in 1940. That was during one of the wars, and then that the Agent Carter, and then Captain Marvel, and then so on and so on and so on. So that's kind of dope, also. And that also allows you to know when what happens. But once again, they also don't have any of the Spider-Man No Way Home movies because those are owned by Sony. I actually, oh, that's why Cruella's up there. They were Grammy nominee. I actually liked the Cruella movie, not for nothing. The movie wasn't for me, but I thought Cruella was actually a pretty good movie. Um, it was like a heist film. It was a prequel. I thought it was actually a pretty good movie. They made a very one of the most hated antagonists in Disney animated cinema. They turned her into a protagonist, and you know, so you can understand her journey. It was a pretty good movie. They got that night, that Moon Knight show on Disney Plus. I want to say something real quick. For everybody that don't know who Moon Knight is, let me tell you who Moon Knight is. For everybody that don't know, he's one of my favorite characters in comic books. Um, for numerous different reasons. But one of the best things about Moon Knight for everybody that don't know is he has a multiple personality situation, right? But check this out. So there was a point. I'm gonna tell you when I started liking Moon Knight, just so you can understand. This is before his whole before I knew anything about multiple personalities and shit. I started liking Moon Knight as a kid. So basically, Moon Knight is supposed to protect people that travel at night. Like Moon Knight protects the traveler at night. Like Moon Knight is like a protector. Like that's his whole thing. So what you gotta understand is there was a point in the comic books where he didn't even know if he had superpowers or not. He did. There's like the I don't know. Moon Knight is dope. Like there was a point he didn't even know he had superpowers or not. He didn't know what was going on. Okay, so there's this fucking god named Khonshu. Okay, so in this is the best way for me to explain this. In the MCU, in the Marvel comic books, it works like this. There's gods like Thor and Odin, right? Those are like gods that we see like uh, beings like us, right? And then they're different type of gods. They're not little g gods like Thor and Odin. They're little g gods. They're big G gods. They don't even exist in the same time, the same like plane of existence as Earth. They exist in a whole nother dimension. They're locked off from this dimension. And they have power here, but very little power in comparison to how much power they actually have. They're usually trying to get out of that dimension and get to this one. If they get over here, they lit. They can't get over here though. They locked and they trapped in another dimension. And that's why they always have to use people. So Khonshu is trapped in a different dimension. So what he does is he uses people as avatars. That's what they use because they can't get here. So they use their power through people. Conchu was using Mark Spector. That's the dude's name. He used to be a freaking mercenary. He was fighting somewhere. He was about to die, and right while he was dying, he found this like altar to Conchu, and he prayed to it. And Conchu said, "If you're gonna be my, my right hand on earth, then I'm gonna, save you or whatever the case is." He agreed to be saved. Conchu made him his right hand on earth, and then that's how he got his power or whatever the case is. But there was a long time where he didn't know if that really happened or not, where he thought he was crazy in the comics. So imagine a dude, imagine a dude fighting crime, and he don't know if he should really be doing it or not. He don't know if he's crazy. He don't know if this is really. It's bananas. It's bananas. I don't know how to explain it, but the shit is bananas. Just imagine that though. Imagine that though, cause he didn't know. Like like they retconned it. He knows now that he's now they explained it away with the multiple personality thing. But what up, Jay Hudges? He's a salute BB and Fam, Jack Frost. But how it originally was he didn't know if what he was. He didn't like. He thought he was. He didn't know if he was sane or not. He didn't know if there was something wrong with him. So he didn't know if he was actually supposed to, if the God existed or not. But he was still doing all of the things. it was a shout out to the writing of the 19. I think that's the late 70s, early 80s is what the comic books I was reading. So he was a dope character. I always liked Moon Knight. And he just looked dope. Like, not for nothing. He just looked dope. He's not Batman. He's not Batman. Anyway, the TV show is incredible. I advise everybody to watch it. The TV show is incredible. They did a masterful job. They played into his DID. That's um I forgot what the first D stand for. Identity disorder. Anyway, it's called DID. It's basically multiple personality disorder. That's what he suffers from. Basically, he's believes himself to be some guy named Steven something or other, and so he wakes up. He has like a lot of things that he do because he's used to waking up in strange places because when his identity switch and shit like that. So he like got shit going on in his house. He got tape on his door. He got his got himself ankle braceleted to the fucking beam. Shit is crazy. So yeah, nah. But definitely Moon Knight is definitely a win. I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing it the appropriate way. They have one person that's the head of everything. And see, I know what the problem. I think I have an understanding of what the problem DC is going through, and that's just too many cooks in the kitchen. That's all. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. DC arguably could be doing a lot better at this than Marvel. They just got too many cooks in the kitchen. Got too many people that their voice needs to be heard. That's all. See, at Marvel, Kevin Feige is the last. That's it. Kevin Feige. If Kevin Feige say go, so Marvel's gonna keep winning because they got one vision. The vision don't got to be perfect. There's one. It don't got to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? But when you have one vision and there's another vision and there's another vision, you keep changing. Perfect example of that is Justice League. Uh, Zack Snyder had to drop out. For everybody that don't know, Zack Snyder's daughter had passed away. I believe her name was Autumn. Um, but Zack Snyder dropped out of the project, and what did they do? They went and got Kevin Feige because we got to make the project. We got to get somebody that's a big name that can do it. Kevin Feige came in, Feigeized it, and it wasn't a Zack Snyder project anymore. It was a Kevin Feige project more than it was a Zack Snyder project. And the proof of that was when they actually released the Snyder Cut, which is leaps and bounds better than what was released originally. Now, with that being said, DC has the better, and not the better projects, but DC has the ability to do as well or even better than Marvel, because DC's readers have been leaning into the multiverse for years. So there's just so many things that I would do, that they could do, that they don't even have to do all of it, but some. Like the woman that plays Lois Lane, how does she doesn't have her own TV show that doesn't have shit to do with fucking Superman? Maybe he shows up in one or two of the shows in costume. Maybe he shows up in one or two of the shows on the phone talking to Lois. Maybe he shows up in one or two of the shows as no, nothing heavy, very light, very light work, because this is a Lois driven project. How come we don't have a Lois Lane TV show? Like, what the fuck? This is the type of shit I don't understand. You understand? Why haven't they been trying to work to bring Damian Wayne to the big screen yet? Damian Wayne is quite possibly the most popular Batman character other than fucking Batman himself and the Joker. How haven't they been trying to bring Damian Wayne to the fucking big screen yet? There's a way to do it. I mean, I could think of a way to do it right now. I thought of a way to do it like 6 days ago, but that's not the point. So DC can do a lot better. They just not doing a lot better because they don't have anybody that's ahead of the ideas. They have a ton of people that they got to run shit past. Same problem Sony has. You have to have one person in charge of the thing, one vision. Whenever you have people where you have to do shit by committee that don't work, all that does is make it so nothing moves. I used to work for a person that used to say everybody was in charge. And then we go to whatever the job was and it's always an argument. Like, what the fuck? The boss was just a dick, and if the boss keep everybody arguing at each other's throat, he don't gotta pay everybody, what they deserve to get. So the boss was just a bad person. But and just all saying like that shit is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? What's some of y'all favorite shows on Netflix, HBO Max, and Disney Plus? Netflix is getting a lot of people voted for Netflix. Why? Like, what's some of y'all favorite shows? I haven't seen one person even mention a Netflix show. What's some of y'all favorite shows? I haven't even seen anybody mention a Netflix show. Excuse me. I can't remember if I put water on for coffee. I'm about to put some water on for coffee. We're gonna be right back after this commercial break. I'm just gonna send y'all to a screen for like 2 seconds because I'm just gonna step over here. T-Mobile Productions. What's up? We back. Keeping it tall. What up? Keeping it tall. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is going well. You said Vikings. I keep hearing Vikings is good. Have you seen The Last Kingdom? Is Vikings as good as The Last Kingdom? I'm curious. I keep hearing about Vikings. My brother has been telling me about Vikings for years. I have a brother that has been telling me about Vikings for years. I forgot why I didn't get into it. I think I was just watching too many programs at that time. Because if I'm already invested in a certain amount of programs, I don't got time for that. So I can't watch it. I gotta wait until then I gotta remember. I'm trying to boil the water for my coffee. I'm gonna get a little bit of coffee going on in this. I don't know Vikings. Anybody? And who else in here like Vikings? I don't know Vikings. Tell me about it. And they got Star Wars, Disney Plus. Disney Plus has Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, and all of the Disney movies. I don't know what to tell you. Mandalorian. I think that that's the perfect example. You see what Star Wars is doing? That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do. What Star Wars is doing. You see how Star Wars came out with the Mandalorian? He wasn't even a character that existed. You understand what I'm saying? He was a character that they made up specifically for the Star Wars universe and Disney Plus. That's what the Marvel need to do. But we already have characters. They don't need to do it that far. Like I have, oh man, I have a great idea. I just can't say it because I don't want nobody to use it without me. Um, I want to see what they're gonna do with the Penguin TV show. For everybody that don't know, the Penguin got a TV show. Be right back. I want to see what they're gonna do with the new Penguin TV show. I'm curious. I'm really, really curious. One second. 'Cause All right, so for everybody that don't know, there's a new Penguin TV show that's gonna be coming on. I'm gonna tell you what I think they're gonna do. Listen, for everybody that watches television, there's a new Penguin TV show coming on. I think of what they're gonna do is basically gonna be what they should have did with Gotham. When they had that Gotham show on Fox, what they should have did with it, I think that that's what they're gonna do with the Penguin TV show, and that's one of the main reasons why they're choosing the Penguin character, because they actually tried to implement some of the things that they're gonna do now, previously in that other TV show that was on Five. The problem with that whole show is that show only had one issue, and that issue was Batman was a kid while it was happening, because that was the only problem I saw with it schematically. Um, If that could have been, if they could have had an adult Batman, the show would have been lit. And that's what they're about to do right now. Don't be surprised if this new Batman will show up. Also, shout out to HBO Max. I know The Batman is gonna be on HBO Max at the end of the month, right? The Batman is gonna be on HBO Max at the end of the month for everybody that don't know. Just put it in again. For everybody that don't know, end of the month. I can't wait. Okay, a second. Anybody know any gems? Anybody got any gems on streaming services? Tell me a gem. I'm gonna tell y'all some gems. Any gems on any streaming services? I got some gems. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you some gems for anybody that wants some gems. First, we're gonna start with Netflix real quick. Obviously, I'm gonna name y'all movies I actually saw. I'm not gonna tell you what I think. Actual gems on Netflix if you haven't gotten into them. The End of the Fucking World. This is absolutely a gem. I hate that it just switched all the way over like that. If you haven't seen it, the name of it is The End of the Effing World. It's an absolute gem. You have to go check it out. The Last Kingdom. That's an absolute gem. You have to go check it out. Coffee. Cowboy Bebop is not a gem. Ozark, absolute gem. Okay, so the movies that I all the way finished out, yeah, I can't see to tell you. Another Life. I actually like that. Check it out. Um, Let me go to. There's a movie called Black Spot. That's actually really good. Wait, is that Black Spot? No, it's a movie called Black Spot. Hold on. Let me move. See, I don't watch it on this fucking. I don't watch it on my phone. I watch it on my other app, but it's not open, so I can't tell you what I've just been watching. Coming soon. Hold on. What's coming soon? What the fuck? Those arrived already. Coming April 20th. Russian Doll. What you talking about? Russian Doll's already on it. Season 2. Oh shit. Ozark. April 29th. Part 2. Okay. I don't know what any of this other crap is. The Gentleman. What the fuck is that? Cannabis Empire. Season 5. Better Call Saul. Ouija. Origin of Evil. I gotta stop watching stuff. Rambo Last Blood. Who saw Rambo Last Blood? I actually thought that Rambo was pretty good. Because I like shit, stupid shit like that. Is there something wrong with drinking coffee at night? It's actually pretty normal in most cultures. You do know that, right? Like there's many of cultures on the planet where drinking coffee at night is common. Americans are the worst. Americans think anything that they don't do is abnormal. Americans are the worst. Wait, Ultraman, a series? Oh no, I'm not watching that. It's a cartoon. I thought that shit was gonna be real life. Yo, I didn't even know that this thing existed. I just found this button. I don't think I'm gonna be going to the button much because it was just a whole bunch of shit I don't care for. Yeah, I liked the last Rambo. I absolutely did. That's a fact. I like that last Rambo movie. I don't get why people. I'm gonna say this. You know, Rambo is not white. Rambo is not white, and I like the fact that they finally leaned into it in the last movie because that's what they had the beef with him for in First Blood. He was coming through that fucking white ass town. He was a Native American. They didn't want him there. That's what the beef was in fucking the fucking first Rambo. It was just it wasn't overtly said. They just kept it under the wire as they were speaking about it, because at the same time, you know, the people they want to go see the fucking movie, they don't want to say, well, you know, he really isn't you guys. He's really these other people's. You understand what I'm saying? But the first movie, First Blood, the reason why that shit happened was because of racism. Go watch First Blood again. This is what I mean by people like this. There be a lot of shit, a lot of subtext going on in movies that sometimes we don't recognize or we don't know. In First Blood, they stopped him because he was not white, and they didn't want him in that town because he was not white. That was the issue. That's how the whole First Blood shit jumped off. The dude, the cop, just started driving past him and said, "Where you going?" And he was just, "I'm just looking for," you know how this nigga talk. Cop just started fucking with him. Tell me where I'm wrong. The last Rambo movie was dope though. That was dope. Dope. These guys just don't. It's like I don't think they take some of these properties too seriously enough, and I think they take some of them too seriously. Like, why in the hell the Fast and Furious only has one spinoff? Like, how every single which one of the Fast and Furious motherfuckers don't have their own movie? I don't understand this shit. Like, this is why I think niggas just be jealous of other niggas. Like, Vin Diesel is really a okay. They did the Hobbs and Shaw, right? That shit was dope to me. Why other characters don't have a spinoff? You telling me you wouldn't go watch a spinoff of Tej and what's this nigga name? Whatever this nigga's name is. This nigga, the two black dudes. You telling me you wouldn't go watch a spinoff of the two black dudes and that chick with the nice hair? Go get involved in some shenanigans? I'd watch that. Ludacris, fucking Tyrese, and that chick go get into shenanigans? I'd watch that. We would all watch that. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you what I think the best one is. I don't think it's Netflix. I think that y'all need to give Disney Plus its props. I think the only reason why HBO Max is better than Disney Plus is because HBO Max dropped their movies dumb quick. But other than that, to me, Disney Plus is the best app. I've been watching HBO Max more as of late, but overall, if I have to talk about quality, content, and what I enjoyed more, if it wasn't for the fact that I try not to watch MCU movies over and over and over and over and over anymore, Disney Plus would get almost all of my service. Disney Plus is the best app. After that, it's HBO Max. After that, then it's Netflix. After that, it's everybody else. That's just my opinion. Coincidentally, you guys think the exact opposite, which is kind of cool. Um, but I'm gonna tell you right now why my opinion, because we're about to get ready to go. Roman and Tez, that shit would be dope, right? Hold on. Let's stop everything. Y'all don't think Roman and Tez would be dope? A Roman Tez show would be dope. For real, for real. Tell me you ain't watched that. And the whole entire time, let Roman stay on what Roman's on right now. Because Roman is on that shit right now where he's like, yo, we in a movie. You don't notice we don't never get hurt? Like, this shit is not real. That Roman is on that time. Leave Roman on that time. Let Tez be like treating him like this is real life, nigga. This is real. What's wrong with you? Keep Tez on that. You let the chick. She is the because you always need like I don't know like you always need the thing that meshes everything. Leave her there. Boom. It's a whole win. That's that. You got a movie right there. I mean, all you got to do is find them somebody to go against. You got to find them their own villain, a tech guy, a tech girl. No, a little kid, a child genius. That could be their first. That could be their first villain that they go after, or that they have the beef with. Some little kid genius. Tez is doing something involving some internet shit where they're trying to be like Robin Hoods. They find somebody getting in their way, fucking up their shit. They try to get that shit straightened out. And while they trying to get that shit straightened out, they find out that the mastermind behind it is some fucking little kid somewhere but sitting behind a computer. That could be dope. That could be because you don't want to give them. Of course, look, Tez and Roman, we want them to relate to the family audience more, right? We need some more little kid genius mastermind bad guys anyway. We don't have enough of those. When was the last time we had a little kid mastermind genius? Don't we need some more of those? We need more of those. Y'all don't think so? We need some little badass little kids running around like creating violence. Y'all don't think so? It's like that in real life. It's in the movies. It wouldn't be too much different. It's just they not mastermind geniuses. They dudes with guns running around the street in real life. In the movies, you have a mastermind genius, little kid. I'm telling you, it'll work. Little 12, 13-year-old kid. Let him be 13. So he could be right before puberty. And maybe he's doing all of this and fucking this shit up on purpose because he likes Homegirl. And he's trying to get Homegirl this whole time. And that's his whole mastermind plan. I'm trying to tell you, hold on. I mean, we just bullshitting right now. We just painting a little skeleton right now. Like, okay, so when I write, whenever I write, I really need to get some jump offs. Whenever I write, I make skeletons. What a skeleton basically is just a point of A and a point B. So I'll make a skeleton. I'll make a point A and a point B. I'll put where I want to start and where I want to end. And then when we get where we want to start and where we want to end, and we decide how linear we want to make the story, then we know where we want to start from, because we might not want to make it story linear. If we don't want to make the story linear, then I could start writing whatever scene I want to start writing. It don't make a difference. But if we want to make the story linear, then I got to start from a point A and go to a point B. And in thus a case, we would need to know who the antagonist and the protagonist is. And this will be a good beginning of a skeleton. Now the next thing we have to find is what is what are the objectives we want our heroes to have to overcome. And then when we decide what our objectives we want our heroes to have to overcome, and then we decide what our villains ultimate goals and motives are, and we base that around what we want our hero. It's a long story. I don't even got to get into this anyway. Writing is fun. Writing is fun. Shout out to Jay Hudgens with the $5 drop. He said, "What did the 5 fingers say to the face?" What up, Joro? Just chilling, nothing much. I told you to send me something. I ain't never get nothing. Saturdays I want to start playing music. I don't care if we demonetize Saturday nights. On Saturday nights I want to start playing music. Send me something to play on Saturday nights. Or everybody who is a rapper here, except for the niggas I don't like, send me something. Saturday nights I want to start playing music. I want to just start playing music videos throughout the night on Saturday. Depending on how shit start going, we'll see how shit start going. But I want to start playing music videos. I really want to start playing music videos. A lot of this shit is getting monotonous to me. I don't know how monotonous it's getting to you. I wanted to talk about Will Smith today, but we talked about Will Smith for a couple of days in a row, and I didn't want to just. I'm just exhausted about talking about Will Smith. I'm exhausted about talking about all this violence in the street. This shit is exhausting to me. I don't know how it's not exhausting to other people. I'm exhausted talking about some of this stuff that we're talking about because it don't seem like there's nothing is happening different. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of hearing people say it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. Then what the fuck is it then? Then what are we gonna do? Like, I'm not just talking about the violence in the street. I'm not just talking about all the bullshit that's happening. But like, what is we really doing? Like, what are we doing? You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I don't. That's what I don't get, and that's what I'm not here for. I want to know what we doing. That's what I want to know. So I'm getting frustrated a lot of this shit. I think I just got to start covering more entertainment. So for the last couple of days, just so y'all know, I've been paying a lot more closer attention to rap, just regular rap, and what's going on in the rap world that I haven't been paying attention to. Because I don't want to report on. I'm tired of reporting on niggas getting shot, and I'm tired of reporting on niggas getting killed. I'm just tired of it. And it's not just because y'all might. I don't make a big deal out of this shit. But some of these people I be knowing. Some of these people I grew up with. Some of these people I've known. I came across some of these people. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Not all of them, but some of them. Um, I really didn't understand how many niggas I know that are actually in the industry. I never like. I really realized that probably the last 4 or 5 years. Not even 4 or 5 years. Probably the last 2 years, like right before the pandemic, I started really recognizing and realizing how many people I actually know that's in the industry, like that I've come across, that I've been friends with, or that I've hung out with, and just a blessing. None of these people I have on bad terms with, like not one. You understand what I'm saying? So that also made me just look back at my life, like I really generally when I meet people, we're on good terms, like I don't know what to tell you. Like this whole bad term being on people all started with the fucking internet. Like this all started here. The art of D glass is death is draining to speak on. So yeah, I'm just tired of speaking about this shit. I'm tired of coming on here every day telling you about the new nigga that died. I'm tired of coming on here every day and telling y'all about what's happening in the fucking court. So we're gonna start switching this shit up. I'm gonna start talking about movies. I'm gonna start talking about actual music. I don't care if a nigga die. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of talking about this shit all day. Then on top of that, I gotta worry about people coming in here and then talking about other crazy bullshit that don't got nothing to do with nothing. So I'm just tired of the shit. I just that's just what I'm on. That's just what I'm on. I'm just tired of it. Yeah, sure. It's you got till Saturday. So anybody that till Thursday, cause I wanna. A lot of times people give me the shit super late, and so I can't put the thing together. And that's why sometimes shit don't get put together. I'll be like, yeah, we're gonna have a thing on Thursday, and then somebody will be emailing me like 20 minutes before the show, and I'm like, what the fuck are you emailing in for me now? You should have gave me this like 2 days ago. But I don't say nothing because I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to say that in a nice way, so I don't say nothing. So I'll be on that sometimes. I'll be like, yo, I don't know how I'm gonna say this nice, man. I've been going for the brush hard with the waves. I didn't have my fucking I gotta get a new do-rag. But I'm gonna keep my hair low like this for a while. Keep my hair low like this for a while while I cause I got eczema, y'all. For everybody that don't know. So that feels good. That feels good to keep the hair low when you can brush it. You can brush that scalp. It feels good. Um, and I wear a hat because I actually have a nice shaped head, and so when I wear the hat, especially when I wear this specific hat, you can see the shape of my head a little bit better because I do have a nice shaped head. So that's why I wear the hat. All right, so everybody know. All right, all right. So all the people that's copying, you know why you copying. No, I didn't see. Why? Why did I see him? Where? Where was he? Where was it? Um, my fault. I was looking at something that had to deal with. No, I haven't heard. I haven't heard it. I was looking at something that had to deal with YNW Melly. I was figuring if I was gonna talk about it or not. But once again, I'm tired of talking about death. But so I'm just gonna not say it. YNW Melly situation. These rappers, like I just this shit is just it's draining to me. I don't like the people that don't get it. Like this is draining. Like this is just draining. Like there got to be a point where you just like people really cheer you to go destruct. Like people really cheer you while you crashing and burning. Like that shit is crazy. Like so like realistically, you should be doing the opposite of what niggas want you to do. Like for real, for real. Like when people is trying to convince you to do something, you should really be doing the opposite. Niggas be cheering niggas on that's crashing and burning, yo. That shit is crazy. Like while you crashing and burning, there's people cheering you on, applauding all of the destruction and chaos that you are bringing to yourself. There are people cheering you on. That shit is bananas. I don't know what to tell you. I be sitting around just like, what the fuck? Niggas be cheering niggas on for crashing and burning. What the fuck, yo? What the fuck, yo? Cheering them on, man. Like we gotta do better. Nobody should be. If YNW Melly did what he did, nobody should be wanting this nigga to be free. Okay? If he did what he did, nobody should be talking about free that man. What if they really were extorting him? Were they wrong? Absolutely. Should he have killed him? I'm not one to say whether he should or he shouldn't have. But the fact that he was caught, if he did do it, then he should go to jail. I think that whole thing that I just explained is too complex. I'm trying to break it down. I don't know if this is I don't know because people are always like asking stupid questions. So I don't know if so when I say thing that's complex, I don't know if anybody understands it or not. Should the dudes have been trying to extort him if they were? I don't know. Street rules go. Was he wrong as far as the streets is concerned with him killing them niggas if they were trying to extort money out of him? As far as the streets are concerned, he is not wrong. But he got caught. So since he got caught, we can't now say free him if he did it. He caught. No matter how much you F with him, you should want the fucking 2 people died. I digress. Let's get back to talking about movies. I shouldn't even have picked up my phone. That's just shit I don't get. I just don't get that. It's really good versus evil out here. And that's what people don't get. People think all this little tiny bullshit that don't mean nothing, to them it don't mean nothing. It might be something big. You just don't know what it means, so you don't know how big it is. But it means something. It don't mean nothing. People be so quick to help people cancel somebody else, and they don't even know the reason why they canceling them. Oh shoot, I gotta fix this image over here. Motherfuckers be so quick. Motherfuckers be ready to cancel somebody. They don't even know why they canceling the person. They ain't got the slightest idea. They just heard somebody tell them something and they just gonna go run with it because they already don't like the other person. Like, well, I don't like that guy anyway, so even if this shit is a lie, let's just go destroy that person's life. Niggas just run with anything, man. I hope they fixed. Did I fix them? Hope I fixed them. I'll be able to tell you a couple of them fixed them. I don't even run with anything. Like, what the fuck? Y'all love Netflix. Oh, everybody's voting for Netflix. Could y'all name some of these Netflix shows that y'all like? Or y'all just voting for Netflix because it's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna vote for Netflix? Can anybody name a Netflix show they like? I'm turning up Netflix. I'm trying to help y'all out because like nobody can name a damn Netflix show. What up, Major View? For us on the view on the evening, yeah, I'm chilling. And like everybody is choosing Netflix. Name some Netflix shows y'all like. Netflix just have a lot of stuff. I ain't gonna lie. Netflix just didn't act this longer than everybody. If you haven't seen F for Family, it's a cartoon. It's dope. If you haven't seen Paradise PD, that's another cartoon. It's funny as shit. You talking about the TV show called Lost? You know that was a TV show first, right? Let's see if it's on here. That's not really that's not well. Yeah, but that was you talking about the TV show Lost? I think you just naming TV shows, man. Lost ain't even on here, homie. Good try though. Name another TV show. It might be on here. Well, yeah, Lost is a pretty good TV show. I keep hearing about the show called You. I have not watched it yet. Give me a quick synopsis on it, Major View. Give me a quick synopsis on it, Major View. I really do have a thing for European-looking Caucasian women. I really do. I am not gonna lie to you. It's not just a Caucasian woman thing, because regular white chicks don't. There's regular. Like shout out to y'all, yo. Just like I'm not gonna say regular or ordinary. That's not fair. But I think that European look thing. I don't know. Maybe because it sounds like they speak. It looks like they might speak a different language. I don't know. I was looking at a movie the other day and I realized that shit. I was like, do I got a thing for European Caucasian women? What the fuck, yo? Eh, shout out to me. Maybe not a shout out to me. Maybe that's God telling me if you want to go find a woman, you got to move to Europe. God is like, you gotta move to Europe if you want to find a woman, Jack. That's the only way. As long as you live in America, you will forever never be with anyone. Shout out to Sean. DeShawn says, what up, Ross? What up? Major View says, dude named Joe stalks his woman and kills her friend and family. Whoever he feels is a threat to whoever he wants. Shit, cool, weird. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna watch that. I don't think I'm gonna watch that. But I have been hearing a lot of great things about the show, though. That shit sound bonkers. So he's just killing people. So what the fuck? What does she think? What do the women think when multiple people in her life just start dying? Like like what she's telling them. Like, you know, remember my cousin Rick? Yeah, yeah, that one, the one you was arguing with the other day. Yeah, he's dead. How does that conversation go? How does that conversation go? Oh man, how does that conversation go? Yeah, Rick. Yeah, that one, the one you was arguing with the other day. Yeah, he's missing. How does that conversation go? So the fact that they're not catching this guy, how does this guy stay free? He's did this to multiple women and nobody's figured out that it's him. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to those police. He must live in Chicago. He must live in Chicago. That sounds bonkers. That sounds bonkers. What in the hell? So I got this one movie. It's called Alice in Borderland. Watch this. I promise you. I promise you. If you, look, listen. Watch Alice in Borderland. But I'm gonna warn you. Make sure you have the whole day free and you start watching it early. Make sure your whole day is clear. I'm gonna say this again. There's this movie on Netflix called Alice in Borderland. It's a TV show. I'm pissed because it only got one season. I wish they would have did more than one. It's called Alice in Borderland. Watch it. Make sure you got your whole day clear because you're gonna watch the whole thing straight through. I promise you. I was kind of also hoping y'all guys would come in here and give me some ideas for some new movies or something. I just want to have a regular conversation with y'all. Nothing that had to do with me giving no information or nothing. I just wanted to have a... As y'all could tell, we didn't do nothing yesterday. I be needing to have some decompression time. I don't really have much time to myself. So I be needing some decompression time. So sometimes we do some lives where I just don't really want to talk about nothing too heavy. The last couple of days, that's basically been what our lives been here. I haven't been wanting to talk about nothing too heavy. A lot of this shit that's going on in Hollywood is weirdo ass shit. I'm gonna just say something real quick. I want to be clear on something. I don't know if what that shit did was staged. We have a bad habit of thinking everything is staged. But I'm gonna say something right now. They're taking that man's career. If they take that man's career, none of this was staged. It looked like they're taking that man's career. What was the throwback movie? If you say fucking Blazing Saddles, everybody go watch Blazing Saddles. By the way, it's funny as shit. When I was a kid, I thought that was the funniest movie ever. When I was a kid, hold on. When I was a kid, I thought Blazing Saddles was the funniest movie ever. remember we didn't used to have streaming services in VHS. Well, I didn't have it on VHS, but we didn't have streaming services like that back in the day. So I had Saw Blazing Saddles one time, like on television, and it was the funniest thing I ever saw. And so forever, for years and years, I would tell everybody that was the funniest movie. I only saw it once, in like 4 or 5 years. And when I got older, I was able to see it again. Blazing Saddles is extremely funny. Was Bel Air good? Was Bel Air good? And what streaming service is it on? I don't know if it's good. I didn't even attempt to watch it. But I do like what they did. I heard that they were gonna make it a little bit more serialized. Or pardon me, they were making it a little bit more dramatic, and it was moving away from the sitcom element of it. I thought that was a good way to do that. Not for nothing. And naming it Bel Air rather than the Fresh Prince, I thought that was a win. Um, Double Dragon 1994, Double Dragon. Really? You watched that on purpose? Yo, do you remember the video games? Um, that wasn't the one with Van Damme, right? Do you remember the Van Damme one where Van Damme was playing the two twins? And I think if one get hit, the other one get hurt. And it was like playing twins and shit. That shit was so stupid. It was like Zomax and Zabot, Tomax and Zaymot. That shit was so stupid. And coincidentally, I have not stopped talking to anyone. So if anybody thinks I've stopped talking to you, I have not. We just have not spoken in a while. I just want to be clear on that. I have not stopped talking to anyone. If I've not stopped talking to you, I've made it abundantly clear. I have not stopped talking to anyone. If I haven't spoken to you lately, it could just be because I just haven't spoken to you. I see so many people hitting the like button. I see so many people. I posted this shit. I see so many people hitting the like button. I'm like, I don't know what to think. I don't know how to accept that. Look, I'm not, just so anybody can be clear, me personally, I'm not talking to anybody. It's just that when I'm not feeling good, I don't contact people. When I'm happy and I'm real happy, I'm calling everybody up. When I'm not real happy, I'm not calling everybody the motherfucker up. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sitting back on I'm doing my shit. And when I'm getting a really good mood and I'm really, really happy and I want to spread joy to everybody, I will hit you niggas. What the fuck? I just was like feeling a way about that, so I just want to point that out. I was just like, Malik Monk, who passed away? Sorry, I opened up my app to look at something, and then some chicks popped up, and then you know what happens when the chicks pop up. I'm gonna let y'all go. We I'm not 100% sure. We probably about 2 hours into the show. I'm gonna let y'all go. I just want to have a nice conversation tonight. I didn't expect a ton of people in here. We wasn't talking about nothing specifically. I just want to have a nice conversation. Sometimes I just want to talk to people without being argued at. To be honest with you, yo, everybody just have a good night. If you got anybody in your house still awake, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Give people their flowers while they still here. When we wake up in the morning, get all that water into you. We need to have water on an empty stomach. I'll be here in the morning. Have a good night.